Hello and welcome to the Precipice podcast. It's awesome to have you with us today. Here at Precipice, we believe that we are redefining success and helping you become more effective and efficient at what you do.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to Precipice. And so today's episode, we want to talk about habits. What are habits? What are good habits? What are bad habits? Why do we even need habits? Let's be honest. And so that's what we want to talk about today. So we're so glad that you are here and you're joining us on whatever platform that you're on. And we're so keen to have you with us. And so let's jump straight into it. Ross, what are habits?
Cool. So habits, you'll see habits online quite a bit, and you'll often see articles on Business Insider and Forbes and these are the 5 habits that CEOs do in the morning to become super successful.
Yeah.
And these are the 5 habits you have to do to make R1 million.
Yeah.
And I think that's so unhelpful. Not only because we believe in redefining that type of success, but also because I think sometimes it's unrealistic. What they'll do in these articles is they'll look at the most drastic guys. You get guys there's this guy, I think his name is Jocko Willing. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And he'll wake up first thing in the morning, have an ice bath. And I mean, it's freezing right now. Just the thought of that is crazy. Have an ice bath, do some exercise, meditate for 1 hour, read half a book or something ridiculous. And 2 hours later, he's like, yeah, I've done all the things I need to do to be successful. But us normal people, that's not realistic. So I think it would be cool to just talk a bit about what is a habit and why they're important. So firstly, I think a habit is something we do on autopilot. So I'd like to ask you, what is the first thing you do when you get out of bed?
Can I be honest? So my alarm goes off at about 6:15 in the morning, and I turn it off and I put my head back down. And I'm probably out again for another 15 minutes, and then I have a second alarm that goes off at 6:30. And so once that alarm goes off, I get out of bed, go take a shower, because if I don't shower in the morning, I'm out. I'm not doing anything. So I think that's the very first thing I do is get up out of bed, take a shower, come back, read a little, and I start my day.
And I think so many people will have that one go-to thing that they do when they get out of bed. You don't even have to think about it. Personally, I roll out of bed and go make a cup of coffee. Well, actually, I boil the kettle, get the coffee ready, then I go have a shower, and then with my towel around my waist, I go finish the coffee, and then I get ready for my day. So that's I guess it's the same thing. And for me, that's a habit. That's a thing you do on autopilot without thinking about it. And let's talk a bit about more examples about habits, because not everyone functions like that. Another habit could be the first thing you do when you get back from home. And the reason I'm saying what is the first thing you do, X, Y, Z, is because that's the thing you do on autopilot. These are habits you don't even realize you have. So for some people, the first thing they'll do when they get home is watch TV. For other people, they'll kick back on their bed and scroll through social media. So these are habits, and I'm not going to talk about whether they're good or bad right now. But they're things you do on autopilot. So now, why are they important? Why do you think they're important?
Well, I think habits are important because they sort of shape the way that we do things, I guess. Because of certain habits, you're a certain type of person. Because of what you do, you end up being that type of person because you do that the most often, I guess. I don't know. Why are habits important?
So James Clear, he wrote this book called Atomic Habits. And he has this brilliant phrase that he says. He says, habits are like casting votes for the person you want to be in the future.
Okay, break that down for me.
So very simply, it means the things I do today, they may not make me into the person I want to be tomorrow, but they slowly add up to the person I want to be in the future.
So basically what you're saying is small little steps are making me the person I want to be in the future.
Exactly.
So I'm not trying to do everything in bulk now, but I'm just taking small steps now to be better in the future.
So let me give you an example. If you want to become a millionaire, you're not going to go out and make 500,000 tomorrow and then 500,000 the next day. That's pretty much impossible for most of us.
Yeah.
What you're going to do is you're going to put in good financial habits.
Yeah.
and put those in place on a daily, monthly, yearly basis. And it's going to be a long, slow process.
Okay.
And that's the concept behind habits, is that it's this powerful tool that we can do almost without thinking. I mean, at first we need to put some structures in place to help us perform these habits.
Yeah.
But the idea is that habits are these powerful tools that allow us to eventually become the person we want to be.
That's so cool. So tell me, is there a framework? Is there like a process? I don't know. Some people like having like a list of points that help them point them in a direction. So do we have a framework that would help me set a habit?
Yes, there is a framework. We here at Precipice, we have a 4-part habit success framework, and it's a framework based on James Clear's book.
Yeah.
And he has his own terminology for it, but we've kind of reworked it and made it less clinical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I'd like to just do quickly, I'm just going to go over the whole framework briefly, and then we'll go through each point individually.
Okay.
So the first point, and we've done an entire series on this on Instagram, and I strongly suggest you guys check that out, is called a good goal. Step 1 is a good goal. We need to know where we're going. Okay. Second thing is the right environment. We need to have an environment that makes our habits successful, or if they're bad habits, makes them unsuccessful.
Yeah.
And then the third thing is showing up. We've got to master the art of showing up.
Okay.
And I'm going to explain a bit more about this later. The fourth point is reward ourselves. We need to make sure that doing that habit is enjoyable, or that we get some feedback on it.
Okay. So what we've basically spoken about now is what a habit is. And so if I understood you correctly, a habit is the thing that you do unconsciously. It's the one thing that you do that you don't have to think about. So for some people, it's getting up out of bed and going to Instagram. For others, it's taking an icy cold shower, which may be weird in winter.
Weirdos.
But that's that.
Yeah.
And so the second thing is why we need habits. And so if I understood you correctly there, we need habits because they are shaping our future.
Yeah.
We are casting votes for the type of people we want to be in the future. And then you've given us a 4-step framework that will help us create good habits. Or let me not say good, let's just say create habits, because maybe someone wants to.
Yeah. So we believe that this framework can be used to create good habits or break the bad habits.
Yes.
And I'm going to get into, we'll spend probably 10 minutes talking about this or so. But yeah, let's dive into it. And the first thing we spoke about was a good goal.
Yeah.
As I said, we did a whole series on this. But a good goal, we need to know where we're going.
Yeah.
We can't say, okay, I'm going to have a habit of, give me a habit.
Playing PlayStation whenever I come home. That is a habit.
Okay. Now, what is that building me into? Like, with all honesty, you could probably turn that into a career if you really tried hard enough these days.
Yeah.
It could be a good habit if your goal was to become a professional esports player.
Yes.
But if that's not your goal, then maybe it's a bad habit.
Bad habit, yeah.
So what we need to first do is we need to have a good why, and we need to have a goal. So we need to know where we're going.
Yeah.
So, sorry. Let's take an example of an Olympic athlete. He knows he wants to become a good athlete.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, he's just a high school student right now.
Yeah.
What that guy needs to do right now is he needs to be asking himself, what can I do now to become an Olympic athlete? Not only that, he's asking himself, what are the things that an Olympic athlete does on a daily basis? You see, you're taking on the identity of an Olympic athlete before you are
an Olympic athlete.
Exactly. So you're saying, what are the things that I can do today that an Olympic athlete does? So what are some examples? What would an Olympic athlete do?
Well, they'd exercise.
They'd exercise.
Good exercise, good nutrition, eating well. I think those are some of the things that an Olympic athlete does today.
So I wanna just go through some examples. There's this massive running community in, I think it's Bend, Oregon. in America.
Yeah.
And basically it's this town where, because of the altitude, you know that when running there's this whole thing of live high, train low. So it's really easy to like you're in high altitude, but then it's like a short drive and you're at like lower altitude.
Yeah.
So the idea is that you're living at high altitude,
yeah,
which makes you a better runner.
Yeah.
It gives you better oxygenation in your blood.
Yeah.
But then you're training at low altitude, so you're not like out of breath when you're running.
Yeah.
And there's like multiple athletes that train there, and what these guys do is they're crazy. They'll do things like they'll put a tent around their bed, and it's called an altitude tent.
Shucks.
So literally, it deoxygenates the air.
Yeah.
Further making it like they're living on Mount Everest, essentially. Probably not that high.
Yeah.
They'll do things like Ryan Hall, the Olympic runner. He used to eat 6,000 calories a day.
Jeez.
He weighed 63 kilograms.
Crazy.
just to put it into perspective, some of these guys are sleeping 12 hours a day. So these are habits that these guys are putting in place.
Yeah.
Sleeping in an altitude tent, eating 6,000 calories. That guy's not eating 3 meals a day. That guy's eating multiple, and I guarantee you that certain times of the day.
Yeah.
And like they're training hard. Some of these guys are running twice a day.
Yeah.
So to become an Olympic athlete, there are habits that you have to implement now to make you the person that you want to be.
Yeah.
So that's why having a good goal is so important. You need to know where you're going. You need to know the destination.
Yeah.
And as we said, like you can't have a good habit without a good goal, and you can't have a good goal without good habits. You can't achieve your goals without good habits.
Okay. Yeah. So let's sort of summarize. And I think for a moment, let's look at how does this apply to me. I'm not trying to be an Olympic athlete.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to finish my degree.
Yeah.
So how do I make this apply to me today?
Yeah. So what I would suggest to you, there's guys like Cal Newport who've written books on how to become a straight A student.
Yeah.
And what I would suggest is look at the pros. And when I say the pros, the best people in your field. So those are the guys that have got straight A's for all the same subjects as you, or a similar field as you. Now, Cal Newport, who I think is in a similar field to you, he did computer science. What are you studying?
I'm doing information systems technology and marketing.
I feel like it's sort of in the same area.
It is.
It's in the same neck of the woods.
Yeah.
So like what I'd suggest to a guy like you is go and study the pros.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that are doing what you're doing, but better than you, essentially.
Yeah.
And you want to study, like, what do they do? Like, what time do they wake up? What do they eat?
Yeah.
How are they study? How frequently do they study? What do their study breaks look like? What type of material outside of the material are they consuming?
Yeah.
You'd look at just like basically look at what they do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You'd want to study them.
Yeah.
And then you want to take those things and you'd want to implement it in your lives. And I think it's important when you take those things not to like, okay, he brushes his teeth with a blue toothbrush and I brush my teeth with a purple toothbrush.
Yeah.
It's a silly example, but like you don't want to get pedantic. You want to say, what are the things that he's doing on a daily basis that's contributing to where he's at now?
Yeah. So if you're listening to this, I wonder if you could take a moment, think about your habits. Think about the first thing that you do in the morning. What is it? And just try and identify the different types of habits that you have. And then I hope that this has made you realize that we need habits. We need habits in our lives in order to be better people. And maybe look at the 4-point framework, and we're still going to discuss it further on different episodes. But one, have a good goal. What goal is it that you're working at? And I think this works in every facet of life. It's not just on one personal goal, but you can have multiple goals and you can still apply the same framework for whatever you want to be able to do, be it study more or become more healthy by going to the gym or whatever it can be. This can help you in whatever habits that you're actually wanting to put into place. What environments have you created? And we'll speak more about this on different episodes. Show up. The art of showing up, super important. And reward yourself. It's so much better to do something that you know you're going to get something that you like on the end of it than just doing it for the sake of doing it. And I hope this has helped you, Ross. Thank you so much. Honestly, I thought this was amazing. And we're so excited for the next time that we get to spend together.
Yeah. And yeah, I just want to add, guys, like, this is a new thing to us. We're still trying to grow this podcast. It's a new, exciting adventure for us. And we're so excited about it. But one way you could show your support to us is to share this podcast on social media, share it with your friends, tell your lecturers about it, tell your colleagues about it.
Yeah.
Just get it out there, get the name out there. And follow us on whatever platform you're listening to it on, and get the word out there. It would be a great way to support us.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time.